how do you manage your time? Do you either have like timetables or diaries?
Have a planner which we write our homework in.
Yeah, well, I use my planner and the calendar in there, and then the calendar on my phone because it has updates to remind me.
I have like an exam
Cool.
on the wall that I kind of put all the dates and stuff and like any like deadlines
And a diary and an exam calendar on the wall.
How do you balance your home stuff and your schoolwork? Do you like go out with friends at weekends, or what do you do?
I do my homework, I get it, then I go out with my friends.
So you kind of get it over and done with.
Yeah.
When I get home, we usually do the homework first, so then it's done and it's out of the way, and then you can just...
I try and revise, like, make that my priority, and then kind of work around.
Do my work first, and then if I've got any free time, then I'll spend it with my friends.
So you kind of just get it over and done with.
Yeah.
I prefer working in a quiet place because I get distracted otherwise, like music and telly.
Does anyone use the library and their like fantastic resources?
Yeah. I like outside because it's nice and peaceful on there.
Around music and stuff.
Would it be like in your room or say like in the study or
I'm not sure, like,
I usually just make notes and sort of like make revision cards and stuff.
just like read over them?
Yeah,
so
and
it
then-
kind of gets in.
And then sometimes I look at past papers, like not necessarily actually do them, but yeah.
So how do you balance your like schoolwork and going out with friends? Do you have specific days that you like dedicate to going out, or?
It's normally Saturday. Normally when I get the homework I just do it so it's over and done with, and then I'll keep doing it.
So when it comes to weekends, you've got the whole time.
Yeah.
Sometimes I listen to music, but it's